Welcome to CCM Talks. My name is Bridget Linton, and I am honored to be joined by three incredible women that we're going to get to know here shortly. You know, when it comes to the mortgage industry, historically, it's always been dominated by men. But here at Cross Country Mortgage, women make up 53% of the workplace. We truly value our women leaders, and here today are three of the standouts of our executive team. We have Laura Soave, who's our Chief Branding Officer. We have Jenn Stracensky, who is our Chief Operating Officer, and Jayma Banks, who is our Senior Vice President of Housing Initiatives. Ladies, thanks so much for joining me, first of all.
Thank you.
Oh, great. Yeah, we're going to have so much fun here. I love the energy already. If you guys could just start off talking about how long you've been in the mortgage industry and specifically Cross Country Mortgage.
Sure, I'll take this. So I've been in the mortgage industry since 1997.
Amazing.
Yes, very, very long time. And then I started at Cross Country the end of 2011.
Wow, so you've been here for a while. You clearly
Yes.
like it here at Cross Country
I do
Mortgage.
like it here, yes, very much.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. We need you here. And Jayma, what about you?
I've been in the mortgage industry now since 2002.
Okay.
And I just had my 60-day anniversary last week.
Well, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go. And Laura?
I actually have been here for 2.5 years at Cross Country Mortgage and also 2.5 years in the mortgage industry. I came from automotive, so this is all new to me.
So you just came right for the best one. You're like, listen, I don't need to go to any other mortgage company. I'm
Exactly,
going
yeah.
for the top, the best one.
Totally.
Well, Jenn, since you have been here the longest, clearly you have grown so much in your career. You're sitting
Yep.
here as an executive now. Can you talk about that growth?
Yeah, so when I started in the mortgage industry, I was a secretary. Pretty much hired in. I broke everything that there was to break, and they said they couldn't afford to pay me anymore.
Oh, no.
So they said, congratulations, you're a loan officer. And I was like, what's that? They're like, well, we'll show you. So that was how I started. So I was a loan officer. I was a processor throughout my career. I was a branch manager, underwriter. When I came at Cross Country, I hired in as an underwriter and then became the director of credit risk. And then in 2017, chief operating officer.
I mean, it's incredible. I mean, to hear you say you're breaking things.
Yeah.
And then rather than giving up, you're like, all right, I guess I'll just take on a brand new role. Where does that motivation come from?
Honestly, it was from my parents. Both of them always worked really, really hard. And at that time, it was my very first job out of high school. And I was like, I have bills to pay. Like, I need to figure out how to do this. So I did it.
And here you are. Well, that's
Here I am.
incredible. And Jayma, obviously being in a leadership role, it can be very rewarding, but also it can be very challenging.
Oh, yeah.
Can you talk about a personal challenge that you've had and how you overcame it?
You know what one sticks out? Being a woman in leadership, you always have this sense of, I have to be perfect in order to be looked at as being successful. Years ago, I ran into a manager or a director that I had, and you know what? She taught me, allow yourself to be imperfect. Understand what happened so it doesn't happen again. Forgive yourself and move on.
I
That's how
love
you
that
overcome it.
advice. That is something to live by in both your
Yeah.
personal and professional life. That
Absolutely.
was very, very good advice.
Absolutely.
And Laura, you've also had the rewards, the challenges. Can you just talk about your experience being a woman in that leadership role at Cross Country Mortgage?
Yeah, I think part of the experience is never being treated like the woman, right? When I first met our CEO, one, he had a lot of women in leadership, so you can already tell the culture of an organization, but being the best person for the job. I think we've gotten to know each other quite a bit, you know, Jayma just a little bit, but we have a lot of grit, and I think that's what it takes. I like to call it Midwest grit, but not always comes from the Midwest, but you have to believe in yourself and find the right place that lets you be you. It's not about being the woman or being, you know, whatever minority. It's just doing the best job.
Yeah.
And at Cross Country, it doesn't matter where the idea comes from. We are open to growing, and we're doing it exponentially. And wherever the idea comes from, we all
Absolutely.
figure it out. We just step in and work together to get it done.
I mean, you all three are leaders, but there is something special about a team. And seeing the people here at Cross Country Mortgage, everyone does work together as a team. It seems like everyone's voice matters. And it does stem down from the leadership roles as well. Those leadership skills, is that something you've all always had, or is that developed over time?
I can take that.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I think throughout your career, and I started in automotive, which is a pretty tough, also very male-dominated. You pick things up, whether it's men or women, that are great leaders and really crappy leaders. And you're like, when I get my shot,
Yes.
I'm never going to do
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Or I will always do that. And I think that's the important thing. Leadership is everywhere. And it's not just at work, right? There's people in your personal lives that you see and you interact with. And so kind of collect all those little tidbits along the way. And then when you get the opportunity, and don't wait for the opportunity. Leadership is not a title. And that's so cliche, but it's true. It's like, I think in my career, I've always been looked at, or I've jumped, certain levels because I was willing to do the work, whether it was my job or not.
Yep, sometimes it's not about luck. It's about the work that you put in.
Absolutely.
Clearly, you all have that work ethic, you have the dedication, you have the motivation. And Jenn, you talk about holding all of those different roles. Did you ever think that one day I'm gonna be an executive here in this company?
No, I didn't, honestly, no. Ron has always been very good and very fair about people who work hard and their dedication, and he really acknowledges that. And it doesn't matter, male, female, he is all about, hard work to the company.
Again, goes back to the leadership, has to start from the top and goes back down.
Absolutely.
Jayma, tell me about a professional lesson that you've had to learn throughout your career.
So like Laura said, we all have grit. When you have grit, you kind of take on every challenge. So I'll tell you two things. One is pick your battles, and being right doesn't make you right.
Ooh. I mean,
Right.
look at you. You're just a
Yeah,
motivational speaker over
from
here. I
you
should be
today.
top notes right now.
I had to learn those the hard way, but
Yes.
comes with grit and you learn.
I make a point of also re-mentoring men, because I think sometimes men don't realize when they overstep and overtalk with a woman. And I've had to do that a few times in my career. I had a great mentee, and she had finally had a seat at the executive table. And her boss kept interrupting and finishing her sentences and stuff. And he didn't do it on purpose.
Right.
He was just trying to get to the point. And so I took him to the side and said, give her a minute. This is new to her. And you have to give her the space to let her grow into the role. So it's not always about mentoring other women either. It's I think you just have to tell people.
And if you don't mind me asking, how do men perceive it when you, as a woman, are giving them mentorship?
Most of the time, they don't even realize they were doing it, and they appreciate it. And their relationship got so much better after that. And it was actually kind of funny, because in meetings, I'd look over at him when he was starting, and he's like, and then he's like, okay,
Yes.
I get it.
He caught himself.
Realize it.
Yes, totally.
And we all do that. We all need to get checked once in a while, right?
Yeah.
Tell him, just work hard. Be good at everything that you do. You're not going to know everything, and it's okay to make mistakes, but learn from those mistakes and just keep going, because that is what really that will motivate them and get them to the next level in everything that they do.
And it seems like at Cross Country Mortgage, even if you do fail at that first job that you have, which Jenn, you kind of alluded to.
Yes, I did. I failed.
They don't give up on you.
Right.
They say, okay, maybe that wasn't the right job for you. Maybe this is. Let's try it. Okay, that didn't work.
Absolutely.
Maybe this is what it is, which, again, I love about Cross Country Mortgage. Jayma, so you've been here the least amount of time. What has been the biggest difference working at Cross Country Mortgage versus other companies you've worked at?
Less bureaucracy, right? So I appreciate that, because that's room to grow, create, be creative, be innovative.
Right.
So that's the one thing that sticks out that I appreciate the most. And I'll go back to young people that are coming into be a sponge. Right, be a sponge. And at Cross Country Mortgage, because like Jenn said, you have access to almost every aspect of the mortgage industry, you have the opportunity to learn at any point, right?
Yes.
So be a sponge.
And you guys are at a very high level in your careers right now. What keeps driving you to keep going every day? You live very busy lives. You have to put in a lot of work. What keeps you motivated?
I can take that. So for me, it's really success. I want to be successful with the company, and that continues on everything that we do. I want to keep going. I don't ever want to settle. So that keeps me going every day.
I love that.
I would agree with what she said. Don't settle. Have grit, and you just keep going. And when you have grit, you're just like, what else is there?
Yeah.
You're like, give me more. I can take on some more things. All right, well, we'll wrap up with, what is your favorite part about Cross Country Mortgage? Each of you can answer that one.
For me, it's the people. I worked with them before I came to the company, and it's still the same for me as now that I'm here. It's the people.
Love that.
I'm going to share. It is the people. I've been here obviously a really long time, and if the people weren't great, I would have left a long time ago. So definitely the people.
And we can't all say people, even though I want to say people, but
Sure, you
that's the
can.
problem
You
when
can.
I'm the last one to go. But it's also the ability to build. And
Yeah.
I think that's exactly, we've all said it. And that's what I do, right? I want to build things. And everything gets always better. And we can't do it without the people.
That's right.
Absolutely. And I asked the question, but I agree with you guys. I love working with you. I love getting to know you. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure getting to chat with you. Keep raising each other up, setting those examples, leading this organization. You are all incredible. And if you would like to join the cross-country mortgage team, all you have to do is go to ccm.com and click on careers. Thank you so much.
Thank you.